She was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out. Wait a minute. I'm talking now. If you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar? She went out in Minnesota and wanted to let criminals that killed people, that burned down Minneapolis, she went out and raised money to get them out of jail. She did things that nobody would ever think of.
Clearly, this was home field advantage for Kamala Harris. As I stated at the top of the show, ABC, according to the Media Research Center, from July 21st till September 6th, gave Kamala Harris a gravity-defying 100% positive spin in their coverage. Donald Trump got a 93% negative spin. That's not journalism. That's propaganda. So we knew what we're getting into. And, she could have been challenged on a couple of profound points, I think, Sheila and Navy. First of all, you're talking about, enforcing the border, employing more agents doing the heavy lifting.
We have millions of people pouring into our country from prisons and jails, from mental institutions and insane asylums, and they're coming in and they're taking jobs that are occupied right now by African Americans and Hispanics, and also unions. Unions are going to be affected very soon. And you see what's happening. You see what's happening with towns throughout the United States. You look at Springfield, Ohio. You look at Aurora in Colorado. They are taking over the towns. They're taking over buildings. They're going in violently. These are the people that she and Biden led into our country, and they're destroying our country.
Well, you were the border czar these last almost 4 years, and suddenly, there was a miscommunication, had nothing to do with that. That's poppycock. You know it, we know it, everybody knows it. Saying you're a supporter of Israel, and Netanyahu comes all the way over to the U.S., goes to Congress, and you snub him. Why? What was more important than being there on that day? I think Trump said something about going to some sorority reunion or something.
And I'll tell you, as a prosecutor, I never asked a victim or a witness, are you a Republican or a Democrat? The only thing I ever asked them, are you okay? And that's the kind of president we need right now. Someone who cares about you and is not putting themselves first. I intend to be a president for all Americans.
And I think in her final remarks, guys, when she was saying her attitude to the American people is to ask them the question, are you okay? And by the way, what if people go, no, I'm being evicted. I've lost my job. I can't pay the grocery bills. I can't afford gasoline. What's she going to do about it?
So she just started by saying she's going to do this, she's going to do that, she's going to do all these wonderful things. Why hasn't she done it? She's been there for 3.5 years. They've had 3.5 years to fix the border. They've had 3.5 years to create jobs and all the things we talked about. Why hasn't she done it? She should leave right now, go down to that beautiful White House, go to the Capitol, get everyone together and do the things you want to do, but you haven't done it, and you won't do it because you believe in things that the American people don't believe in. You believe in things like we're not going to frack. We're not going to take fossil fuel. We're not going to do things that are going to make this country strong, whether you like it or not. Germany tried that, and within 1 year, they were back to building normal energy plants. We're not ready for it. We can't sacrifice our country for the sake of bad vision. But I just ask one simple question. Why didn't she do it? We're a failing nation. We're a nation that's in serious decline. We're being laughed at all over the world. All over the world, they're laughed. I know the leaders very well. They're coming to see me. They call me. We're laughed at all over the world. They don't understand what happened to us as a nation. We're not a leader.
I think, in any debate, you want to find the knockout punch moment. And I don't think we saw it on that debate by either candidate. And at the end of the day, all I have to say with Kamala Harris, are you buying what she's selling? I'm not. I'm judging her by her record. I'm judging her by her previous actions. And as we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, Bernie Sanders just 2 days ago essentially said, don't worry, she's just saying what she needs to get elected. That I find very disturbing. I think in my lifetime, certainly, this is the most important U.S. election ever. It might be the most important U.S. election in U.S. history since perhaps the Civil War. And I don't think I'm overstating it. And, well, there's less than 60 days until November 5th. And we will we'll just have to see what happens there. But, again...
And we have a president that we don't even know if he's... Where is our president? We don't even know if he's a president.
And just to clarify
they
here...
threw him out of a campaign like a dog. We don't even know. Is he our president? But we have a president,
Mr. President,
that doesn't know he's alive.
No, it's wild. And look, I got to give her credit. She didn't fumble it like I expected her to.
Me too. Dang it, I'm disappointed.
It was home ground, and I knew that, and I thought, still, it's live. She's going to fumble it. She remembered all her talking points. She memorized them really well. So I don't think she won or lost. I don't think either of them won or lost that debate, to be fair. I think it was just, if anyone lost anything, it was Trump, because we expected, I was expecting a knockout win, or I was hoping, I guess, for a knockout win, and it definitely wasn't that.
What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame. As far as rallies are concerned, as far as the reason they go is they like what I say. They want to bring our country back. They want to make America great again. It's a very simple phrase, make America great again. She's destroying this country, and if she becomes president, this country doesn't have a chance of success. Not only success, we'll end up being Venezuela on steroids.
Will it change anything in the polls? I don't think so.
But you know what, guys? What I'll find fascinating is some 12 hours from now, when the papers come out and the op-ed pieces and the propaganda meisters in the mainstream media calling this a Kamala Harris victory.
A landslide victory, absolutely.
Yeah. As sure as there's salt water in the Pacific Ocean, I think you're going to see that.
Look, to be fair, they're probably right. Anything less than what happened to Biden last time is what they will count as an absolute victory. She was still able to walk off the stage. She was fine.
Right. She could have walked out there, squawked, and laid an egg.
Exactly.
And the mainstream media is still going to say, she looked presidential out there.
Why do you believe it's appropriate to weigh in on the racial identity of your opponent?
I don't, and I don't care. I don't care what she is. I don't care. You make a big deal out of something, I couldn't care less. Whatever she wants to be is okay with me.
But those were your words, so I'm asking...
I don't know. I mean, all I can say is I read where she was not black, that she put out, and I'll say that. And then I read that she was black, and that's okay. Either one was okay with me. That's up to her. That's up to her.
It was funny. I thought it was kind of funny where Trump was like, look, she can be whatever she wants to be. I would have been like, you know what? She can identify however she wants. Isn't that what they keep telling our kids? But it was interesting to see, the party of DEI accusing Donald Trump of dividing people by race and class. I thought that was interesting.
That's the thing, that I think half of it was just the regular culture war, or just the same arguments that people have a view either way. Like, it wasn't really anything groundbreaking. It wasn't going to convince
I don't think anybody's convinced.
Yeah, I don't think it convinced anyone of anything. Like, well, I guess the only thing possibly that came out of that is that an undecided that thought that Kamala couldn't even keep up a conversation for an hour and a half, couldn't stand on her own 2 feet. Maybe now they look at that and they go, well, actually, she's able to do it. She's able to do it. So I guess, you know, the mainstream media may be right to claim it as a victory for her, not on the facts, but on the fact that this is the first time she's been live in front of anyone, and she didn't just crash and fall like many of us would have expected.
But
Her
then
4
again,
days
Avi,
in the bunker.
you know, but Avi, then again, the bar was so remarkably low
Exactly.
after the July debate.
100%, I agree with you, 100%. But I'm looking at it. I'm not looking at it from somebody that's. I'm trying to look at it from a non-partisan position, from somebody that is not convinced that, you know, maybe their fear with Harris was she's not tried and tested. She cannot stand on her own 2 feet. The only time she had to do an interview was 40 minutes, not live. They cut it down to 18, and she had to sit with Tim Waltz next to her. The thing here is really she wasn't there on her own 2 feet. She was backed by another 2. It was a 3-on-1. But I dare say that voter that's undecided, that their only fear, and I'm assuming that there are some that their fear is she couldn't handle it on her own. She couldn't handle. They may not see the fact that it was 3-on-1. They may look at that and go,
Right.
well, maybe we should give her a chance. Maybe it's Biden that's been holding her back the whole time.
Well,
Right.
That is always
white
the
man
problem.
keeping her under his thumb.
But you know what? That doesn't matter, because we have to solve the problem that we have right now. That's old news. And the problem that we have right now is we have a nation in decline, and they have put it into decline. We have a nation that is dying, David.
I'm in Brazil, so I'm using a VPN to get on the internet. What's a VPN? It stands for a virtual private network, and you get around these government firewalls. Suddenly, the president of Brazil banned his whole country from going on Twitter. It was a political censorship news. I've downloaded the VPN from a company called PIA VPN. We've teamed up with them at Rebel, and it's a great deal. I got on the internet really quickly, safely, and even I'm a bit of a technophobe. I managed to figure it out with 2 clicks. And here's the great news. If you go to piavpn.com/Rebel News, not only do you get a big discount, but they pay us a bit of a commission too. Everyone's a winner. Your freedom, your VPN, and a little bit of cash coming to support Rebel News. I'm using it myself to get around the censors in Brazil. You can use it too. That's piavpn.com/Rebel News.